tell me, what does it really mean to take up your cross daily? Because that's the only possibility that an individual born again ever has in reigning in this life. You're outnumbered by worldly people, you're outnumbered by demons, and you have an old sin nature inside of you. You're fighting pollution, bacteria, disease, the effects of wrong choices of the masses, and you're not going to be able to reign unless you understand God's spiritual provision for that very purpose of his redeeming us and creating us in him. Now, this is what happens when we do not understand what brings pleasure to God. And what brings glory to God is when we reign in our life victorious over details and thoughts, circumstances, adversities, and blessings. That's the only reason he created us. He gets a tremendous pleasure. This is why he receives so much pleasure when people reign. Let me tell you why. When Satan fell as Lucifer, the son of the morning, and the beautiful angel that had the authority over all angels in heaven, in terms of the only created member of the host that had authority, when Satan fell, Jesus Christ said he was going to build a church, and God the Father said, I'm going to build, to create a human race. The Father was going to create a human race before the fall that could take Satan's place in reigning. And when the sin came into the human race, Jesus Christ's redemption was for the purpose of bringing a group of people called the church, made up of born-again members from everywhere, and those individuals would reign in their life to glorify God and take Satan's place in reigning. Satan was reigning before he fell. The believer can reign after his fall through the abundance of grace and the gift of righteousness by one Jesus Christ. And when it says by one Jesus Christ in Romans 5:17b, it is teaching us by taking up the cross daily, and that's the most misunderstood passage in all the New Testament for the average believer here today. Because it is taking up the cross that delivers me from the desire of drugs. Nothing else. Counseling can't take away my desire from drugs. It can point me to illumination of thought, to a value system in which I can be established with higher ideals. And it can help, and I'm all for it. But there isn't a thing, unless Satan gives special strength through counseling and human good to deliver a person temporarily. The only way for deliverance from nagging and gossiping and lying and all the things that go on in the human heart, promiscuity, is the understanding of how to take up our cross and fulfill our eternal purpose in redemption and to execute in the privilege of our creation as a human race.